Okay, great morning, everyone. Well, I just spent a couple minutes listening to Schiff trying to wind his way through what happened yesterday. Yeah, it wasn't going well. Anyway, so I pulled cards and we'll look at those and we'll see what the clarifying read has to say coming up on this. But what's driving all this underneath of it is an illumination. Illuminate those, the sweetheart drama. When it comes to shedding light on their strong-arming the economy, okay? The King of Pentacles wanting to controlling the finance, controlling the money, etc. But our outside influence is that we have a consolation when it comes to trust. And the dark mindset that the wheel is turning. Okay. So the consolation is we have to trust the universe that his dark mindset is just fueling things and the wheel is turning. Karma is coming. So like I said, with every step that he does that's so heinous, it's a step closer to cutting his own throat. So let's see what we have. The readings about the enemy, about the enemies, romancing, his delusion, which is creating what? Fireworks. Okay. So these Republicans that just continue to fuel his delusion and stuff, it's creating more fireworks when it comes to the populace, which would be us. Because the energy coming into it is about service. Those that are working for Trumpenstein. And the legacy that it's going to leave. There it is, a broken legacy. All the dark drama coming out about his hatred of children. Whether it's the Epstein stuff or whether it's trying to starve out kids or whether it's deporting kids, like deporting kids that have cancer, okay? So the legacy, about serving their legacy with what was being birthed to Americans, and he's trying to protect himself, slow walk things. And this is also my card for America, Turtle Island. So the legacy is going to be about himself and the rest of those that continue to work for him and just to all the broken things that have happened under this fool. What's going on now? There is a surprise coming. Okay, surprise coming out when it comes to some sort of an invitation of cuts that, they're just going to back out of. Now, this could also have been the vote that took place, that they capitulated. There were those that capitulated, and then one guy said, well, he capitulated because he didn't see anything going forward, it wasn't working, so I just bailed. It's basically what he said. You know, I wanted to stand up against Trump, but this wasn't working, so I bailed. So anyway, the challenge is about the soldiering, the fight. When it comes to being outside the box, the things that they're doing on the dark drama that they continue to put out there, but that is a crushing wheel. Heavy karma, okay? So when it comes to potential outcome, we are in the midst of a journey of change, okay? When it comes to the White House and their dark happenings, the jungle, the fight that we're in when it comes to the White House and Trumpenstein, it's just, again, the karma that's coming with that is heavy. And their legacy is just dark, okay? The consolation is we have to have trust that every dark thing that Trump is doing is just taking one more step closer to the Republicans, again, going down in flames eventually, and it will bring massive changes in when it comes to the White House, etc. So yeah, it's not an easy place to trust. A lot of people are just feeling so defeated and things with it now, with what's happening. But it's saying we have to have some trust in the universe that each step that these doing are leaving this legacy behind, and that, you know, they're cutting their own throats with it. So let's see what the clarifying read has to say. So at the center of it all, first thing out, we have the wealth, the power, okay? This is about what they're trying to surround themselves with is wealth and power. And above it, this mental restricting just, when I see it this time, is wanting to control, dominate, okay, being ruled by the mind, dominating, controlling. But unfortunately for him, there is this loss, there is this backing out, okay? He wants to dominate, but he's lost his mind, is not working, okay? That is retreating. His mind is in retreat, but he continues to try to, again, surround himself with wealth and power and thinking that he can dominate. So one side of it we have, he blocks any kind of truth, okay? He won't hear any sort of truth, won't take anything in, won't listen, and he's facing loss. There is loss when it comes to this attempting to dominate everything. There it is, there's Trump, okay, the star, blocking everything, facing losses. And his delusion continues. He doesn't listen, thinks he can surround himself, you know, like he wants to build the ballroom, but he's taking all this money in. He's not paying the workers that tore it down, okay? He's absconding with money. So let's see what we have on the other side of it. We have the long term. What's going to be the long term of his delusion, his inability to listen? When we have above it this moving, the mental space, when it comes to his domination, he is facing loss. So that's where this is headed. He is headed towards loss. And there we have the foundation. There's about messages coming out, concrete message, more information coming out when it comes to his wealth. He's facing a loss with that, with information coming out. Trump is trying to surround himself with wealth and power and move to a better place mentally. You know, it's always about soothing his ego. When it comes to, again, this trying to railroad everything, mentally he's facing loss. And when it comes to controlling the power, again, he's delusional. So let's see what we have fueling everything underneath of it. Being out in the cold. When it comes to developing any kind of strength, he's out in the cold. Outside of spirituality, there is judgment at hand. Judgment of what? The White House. The White House and his dark dealings, his dark drama about the life path he's walked. About what? His greed. And the light is being shed on this to bring it to an end with what he's been juggling and the burden that's here when it comes to what is going to be handed out. A new cup. The cup of his abominations overflowing, being overturned, and his having to go away, okay? Now he's going to try to run away from this cup of abominations, but it won't work. We have the MAGA clan and new concrete thing coming in. When it comes to the lovers, comes to the Epstein stuff, the truth, okay? Divine Feminine, the truth that will rock the world, his world, going forward, chariot moving, and again, this new information will be coming out, pushed to the edge, when it comes to his anti-Christian Christianity stuff that they're doing, the lies that they're telling, there is an agreement and a sharing and taking our power in hand, looking deeper into this abuse of power that he's putting out to the American people because of his desires, his greed, his drama, and his wanting to be king, the emperor, but that is his undoing, mentally restricted when it comes to what he's trying to get away with. There is rapid motion. When it comes to the things that have been up in the air, what's being shared is this ongoing fight, okay? And tempering what's been hidden when it comes to his being ruled by the emotions. We have this action going forward when it comes to Republicans, figuring out the next move with the wheel turning, the wheel of karma turning on being able to control, being battle weary, this action is coming to a tower moment because the evidence is there. They don't like the harvest of what's been built, what they've been trying to work on, which is painful mentally, physically. They've been trying to, again, manipulate, but we have that charging forward, the fight for that truth, information, the nightmare, and justice. Okay, justice. So the fight continues. Okay. The die is set. He's not going to get away with all of it. He's not going to get out of it. Okay? Things are turning. He tries to run away. He tries to find some way to occlude, because he knows if he can't manipulate a way to stay into the White House and stay out of justice, that he's done for. Okay? And the fact is, he's done for. Not only himself, but a number of wealthy, they're going to be exposed, etc. So on that note, I'll leave that here. Yes, we are in a difficult time, but don't lose hope. Don't, it's like it says, we need to trust that his dark mindset, his delusion, it's going to create enough fireworks. Like I said, another Republican will never get voted in for years after all this drama. Okay? So on that note, we'll leave that here. We'll see you online.